Hi, this is JilliBling. Wait till you see what I have to share today. Oh, isn't that pretty? This piece just kind of tucks in like that. Okay, are you wowed? Isn't that beautiful? This is celebration paper, and this is too. Every sheet in this pack, I'll show you the pack in just a minute. It's just beautiful. It is so hard. The underside of this, I know it's just beautiful. Isn't that pretty? These are milky dots. This is designer paper. This is a die set that coordinates with Fragrant Flowers. Fragrant Flowers is a stamp set, and it's in the January catalog. Then this is Fragrant Flower dies, and it cuts out everything, a little doot-dat thing. This is for love. Big words could go into this one. But the paper, oh my gosh, and the paper is for free. Okay, let's see what I have going over here. Okay, so the design came from at New Orleans in September, or was it late August? There was backstage, and I received this as a swap. And isn't that just the coolest? I love this swap. So, okay, the deal with putting it together is these pieces right here fit right underneath this. So it's not hard, especially if you know where it goes. But that's nice, fun, cheerful, summer-like. I mean, parakeet party and fresh freesia, fun stuff. Okay, so the layout is from here. And I wish I had the person's name. I'd love to give them credit. And I turned it into this beauty. I just love this. So if you didn't see this and you just had the paper, oh, let me show you the paper. Right here, look at this. This is what I cut the flowers from. I mean, don't even need to stamp. This right here is my favorite. I don't know why, but it almost looks like velvet. It is just flat, but there's just something about it. Okay, so this is a paper that we'll cut the flowers out of. So I have another sheet. Look at that. I mean, every little bit. I've used this once before. Even this, Mossy Meadow, or is it Mossy? Yeah, it's Mossy Meadow. That's beautiful. Look at that for summer, spring. But how could you choose which side to use? Look at cutting out all these flowers. Even on this card, just changing it up with the coral and petal pink flowers. Freesia. Oh my gosh, I am loving this. Look at those together. It's beautiful paper. Okay, so that's the paper. So just looking at this and see how I have it covered. So what would you choose for these little die cut leaves and little doodads? My first thought was, didn't work out. This, because I love this paper. And look how well the greens go together, or the gold if you wanted to spice it up with a little bit of gold leaves. And then with some of these other colors, that's beautiful. And then there's freesia in here. It's like, of course the freesia would work. But when you look at these together, isn't it kind of paling it? Okay, so then I thought, well, gold foil. No. So then I thought, silver foil. And I was going through all these on page 139, distress gold. It looked okay, but these are cooler tones. Then I thought maybe the rose. I mean, I went through every choice. Finally came up with the silver foil. And the silver foil comes in 3 colors. So there is this silver foil, the darkest, and I thought that almost looks purple from the beginning, and I never knew what to use it with. Well, I do now. And then there's that one. And that one even looks purplier. But because this had the black background, I decided to go with this one. But they're all beautiful. Can you tell this morning? I don't know if it's because I'm feeling better, but I am like a tornado in my room. There is stuff laying all over. Beautiful stuff. Lots of ideas. Oh, okay, carry on. This card, funfold, different. And on the inside, this is another thing, shook it up. It's not white in there. It's fresh freesia. You could write on the top of that. And I stamped that in there. This here kind of matches this. That's the stamp. And then keeping with the embossing, silver embossing, did the hello. These are cut out from the paper. Anyhow, I have a mess over on the side and I'm hoping we could get through this project. Oh, and these are the milky dots. I don't know why, obsessed with them. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Milky dots, look at these colors. I wonder if it says what colors they are. I could guess. I guess crumb cake? Oh, I don't know what these colors are. They're beautiful. This here is for, you know how we just went through all those metallics? Cutting out 2 of the big one, this little bud one, and 2 of this one. Done, did it, bang, right there. This is for the words. Let's do the words really quick so we could cut it out. Cut it out. It's done in silver. Oh, and so the inks, not much. There's not much stamping. Versamark, and friend. Might as well do a bunch. I'm doing 12 of these cards. Just because the designer paper in the background, where did that beauty go? This right here, I could get 14 cards out of 1 sheet. Okay, 2 sheets. So, 14 total. They gotta be really special if they're getting this one. And you know, it's not really all that hard either. I don't know. We're going to go see Emma Christmas afternoon. And I have to have stuff ready to do while we're there. So we'll be there for 2 days, and usually we're doing something outside, like making the garden or planting stuff or demolishing something. But because it's kind of snowy in Washington, and we're kind of getting over pneumonia, I think I'm good now, friend. We're just gonna relax. And Tony's like, well, okay, I don't know if all guys are like this. Tony likes to go out and eat, find restaurants. Emma, she is so good at finding restaurants. Oh, let's do this double one. It'll be just like this one. So he's like, well, let's just go up there and we'll go out. And Emma's like, I can make you vegan Christmas dinner. We're like, no. And you know what? We do like vegan food. It's fine. But I don't want her cooking all day. So Tony goes, well, let's just go up there. And the 2 of them, they like to try different spirits. Okay, so while there's all this movie watching, going out to restaurants, and trying spirits, I'm going to be stamping. So I need to find stuff to bring with. And I'm going to bring these 14 cards. Okay, so here's this. So I'm going to cut this out. And because when cutting it out, don't freak out, it's not hard. Because it has a black background, and this is really deep hue color, you don't have to cut out exactly perfect. Just like that. Okay, and then for the inside, all of those edge pieces that you would normally throw out. Well, this one doesn't have good love. Well, look at this one. Can you use that? Maybe you could layer something over the top of it, but that would be perfect in here. Like this one too. Oh, that one would be good. So all those edge pieces, they can be used. And you know what, when I'm looking at the paper, it seems like there is a right side up and upside down. Like this one, definitely. That's looking right side up. This one, I think that's just from the shadows in the flowers. I think that there's a right side up. So try to find a couple for right here. And I found some, have 2 of the 3 cut out. And I do have a tip on cutting these out. So this is how it starts, and these I cut out trying to leave a little bit of a black edge, about equal to the line art in the flower. Hold on, I'll show you up close. You might be able to see better on white. What do I have white? My little recipe card. Okay, so see how there's just a little edge to all of that that equals the edge in the flower, the print? That's how I'm going to try to cut out this right here. Right along the edge. I think the dog was just let in. Bo, what are you doing? You should be out doing chores like a good dog. Come on, go night-night. So, this morning, knowing that the kids are going to be here babysitting Bo for 2 days, and of course Bruiser's going to be here, I thought the dog needed to be cleaned. So what do? I took him in the shower with me, and I used Dawn Platinum. That dissolves grease 4 times faster than the regular stuff. He took a shower with me today, so he's all clean. I've never done that before. I did it one time when he was skunked. Oh, card recipe. If ever you need the recipe sooner than I get it posted on my blog, let me know, because I put all the products used and the paper cut sizes. Oh, I need this for the scoring. Hold on. But I can always email it to you. Okay, let's get to building this card. And I cleaned all the dog's bedding because he sleeps on the couch. Probably should have calmed down before making this. A little crazy. Okay, so this big piece right here is the movement piece, and I'm going to score it at 1 3/4, 3 1/2. Flip it over, 1 3/4, 3 1/2. And that's what makes this big piece of evergreen that goes all the way across. And then see how it has the folds in it? 1 3/4, 3 1/2. 1 3/4, 3 1/2. There we go. Woohoo! Finally getting somewhere on this. Okay, and I'm going to fold it. Any of the folds are fine, but I'm making sure that I scored it straight. I'm looking at this amount and that amount, and they are, this is a good bad example. I don't want it like that. Bad, bad, bad. And same here. That one needs some adjusting. What else did I do today? I have just been on a roll. Let's It's good. It's good to feel good. Okay, so this piece got right here just goes on the back. This piece of fresh freesia, that's right here. And that's all that it does, is it just hangs out in the back. It doesn't do anything otherwise. So see this piece right back here, the biggest one? That just kind of sits there. So let's attach it. Let's attach it with Stampin' Seal, my new favorite. And if you can, try to get right to the edges, because this card has all that movement. And if you just do, I've seen some people that just do 3 strips in the middle. When you move the card, the whole outside edges are coming up. We don't want that. Or do liquid glue. Liquid glue is good. Maybe I'll do liquid glue too. Right on the edges. This card is going to be stuck. Okay, I don't need both glues, both adhesives. That's a little overkill. This whole project though is overkill. My fingers are in the glue. Okay. And this goes diagonal. These pieces, we could stick these together. Oh, I have a trick for sticking these together. 3 pieces. I'll tell you some of these sizes. The 3 pieces right here are 4 inches by 1 3/4. The designer paper I'm going to put on top is 3 3/4 wide by 1 5/8 wide. So when you put all these on, this is where I have the little trick. Not that it's that hard, but once you know the trick, it's good. You can put them right in the middle of each of the panels. That might be good. On this one, to make sure that that was equal all the way around where you could see the fresh freesia, I took the designer paper and put it right to the edge. The designer paper here, right to the top edge, and this one centered. I think I like that best. If I were to put this piece of designer paper right in the middle, that would make my border a little bit too narrow. So this designer paper is going all the way to the bottom of this panel. If I could pick it up. All the way to the bottom. Isn't that pretty? It's so hard to cover up pretty paper. Okay, so all the way to the bottom, we'll make it have a nice equal border. Or you could change the size of your paper cut, your designer paper size. That looks good. Okay, I'm leaving the middle one for a minute. And this one is going to go nice border at the bottom and right up to the top. It's raining again. Tony's out there. Okay, so this piece, nice border right against the bottom edge. Bottom piece, nice border right against the top. Middle panel is going to be smack dab in the middle. It's a good thing I could get this paper for free because I love every page of it. It's just so hard to put glue on that and flip it over. It's like it's almost painful. Okay, so that designer paper is right in the middle of the fresh freesia. Therefore, when I put them all together, look at that perfect little border. What's Tony do? It's pouring down rain. Did he abandon his project? I don't see him. Okay, and then this is going to go in here. These are going to go on here. I'll do that in just a minute. Let's work on the inside a little bit. Can you see it happening? Okay, so for the inside, I'm kind of all over the place. The inside, let's do, just like this one, a little bit of Versamark. For the hello, right at the top. Hello. And this little geometric thing here. And I'm fine if it gets covered by the stamp or by the cutout designer paper. That's okay. When I'm at Emma's, I have a whole box of projects that I finished. I just had to color them, like a whole box of them. I'm going to do that too. Bring my markers. Okay, and a stamp, a big old Stampin' Fresh freesia. Just because it's a little bit busy in there, but it's hard to help it. Maybe this one, because I like those little bud things. There's always the other side. Oh, so pretty. And I have these cut out pieces. I have to remember which ones go where. That's a card front. Oh, we get to do the card front still. I know, it's a little bit of overkill, but you know, girls gotta be girls. See, to me, this one looks like it belongs more here. I did have a plan. Oh, this one could be here. Oh, that one's completely upside down. What the heck? It's like a puzzle. I did have a plan. Well. Okay, they could be any direction. So these I'll put them right to the edge of the fresh freesia paper, unless it's a leaf that's perfectly cut out. That little leaf, maybe that could drift over. I love that paper. Once I put it down, that's how it's going to stay. Just like that. It's pointing down and he's still out there. Okay. Sample. This just gets put in here. And then let's build a front. It's not hard at all. And when you're scoring your evergreen paper, if you do a whoops and score in the wrong point, the wrong spot, don't throw it away. Just score where it should be, because on this one I scored like 2 times, but after you cover it up with the inside paper and the backer, you can't even tell. And I made sure to glue it really good right here. It's fine. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to everyone. You know, some people can get mean for no reason, just because they're mean. I don't like that. Okay, so for this part of the card, the front, let's build the front. And each of these panels are kind of identified by the border. This is the middle one. So when you look on here, the movement, this panel gets attached here, and gets attached there. So let's just start putting them on. This one, I'm going to put glue right over here, or whatever adhesive. If you have your Stampin' Seal, that's really good and strong. And I'm purposely, because I don't remember how wide that is, so I'm doing this a little bit more narrow than I normally would. But I do know it's going to go there, here. Hopefully I didn't get that too low. And put it on. Because it's the glue, you could scooch it around. I don't like that there's evergreen showing, but that's okay. Get it right up to the top. Okay, just leave it like that. Now this panel, I'm going to put glue here and right here. This is my middle panel. You want to make sure not to get glue, just stick the other panels on. Like that's safe. And then I have it on here. So, close it up. Get it lined up. And I have that little green border, which I really don't like. But in the end, after it's all decorated, it will be fine. But just try to keep these panels lined up, and these panels lined up, and these bumped right up next to each other. Before you move on to the next step, make sure nothing's sticking. I don't want glue to stick this panel to here. But see how it's all loose, looking good. Okay, let's do the last panel. That, I'm going to put glue right here and here. So, I know this is safe for glue. It's not getting in the way of the other panels. And right here on the edges, and putting double glue on it, it should hold it right where it should need to go. That, there. Well, this one didn't, see how the green is there? That kind of bugs me. I don't know what I did, but, and look. You can really see how the movement works. After it gets all decorated, you won't notice the evergreen showing. Okay, so we can put this piece on, and this is going to go diagonal right about the corner to the corner. So glue is going to go where my fingers are not, and I know it will go right about there. And if I get it in the wrong spots, I can always wipe it off. Okay, close this up. and then stick it on the angle. Now making sure that this is midpoint of the panel, midpoint, and this looks centered and that looks centered. Before it dries too much, make sure it all moves. Good. Okay, so now time to decorate the front. In the front, most everything is going to go on this middle panel, including outside to the edges if you want. But everything is going to float up above, because see how it moves? If you were to stick a flower and have the dimensional go off onto this panel, it would hold it all and it wouldn't let it move. So to make sure we're going to do that okay, let's use just a few dimensionals. Like maybe just at this point, one dimensional in the middle. And this is going to go right about here. And I purposely am putting it on light so I can move it. Then this one, just one dimensional. We'll load it up with dimensionals later. And this can go over the top, kind of drift down into there. So looking at that, that's pretty. Two dimensionals holding the whole thing in. Then let's start with the words, friend. So I'm going to put glue under FR, and then mini dimensionals under, like two of them under E and D. Good thing it dries clear. Okay, so that can go. I want it to be a little bit on the flower because it has a tendency to maybe get a little lost because it's all deep, rich hues. If I had it in bright white, that would show. Okay, so now these pieces, this is like the icing on the cake. Big flower, buds. If you cut you don't have quite enough room on your foil paper, it's okay to cut off the bottom because most likely you're going to be tucking it in underneath the beautiful cutout flower. So you don't need the whole thing. So there's these 6 pieces, and it's good to have a sample. I'll probably just copy that. But I'm going to put a little bit of glue at the bottom of each of them and tuck them in, knowing that the glue will move. And I'm going to have everything adhesive be on this diagonal square or on this panel. So put this one right about here. So let me make sure you can see. See how it's just stuck in right there for now? But it's on the evergreen panel. I'll do the other big one. Don't they say do the big pieces first and then fill in with the little ones? So I'm just putting glue down at the bottom of it. And once I put more dimensionals on here, maybe even more glue, it will really be stuck. And if you get glue on your evergreen panel, that's okay. It'll dry clear. Little leaf. I think this color is perfect for this card. Another little leaf. Maybe I'll try something different. Just on the evergreen panel. Still moving. Okay, and then these cute little buds. They could stick out like they're really proud, like, I'm growing a new purple flower. See, I'm just setting it there. With time, it'll start sticking. Okay, where should this one go? Okay, that looks good. So I'm going to let these just decide that that's where they want to live. Let it dry just a little bit. And maybe I'll put on the milky dots, and then I'll stick on with more dimensionals and make sure that the leaves are all stuck really good. So there's all these choices. I wonder what these kind of, oh, those are pretty. So when I did the sample, I put a little one right here, and I kept jamming it up. When I opened it up, it would just stop right there because there was a little element right there. So try to keep them on the middle panel or on this side that doesn't have much movement. How about 2 big ones? And a little one. Okay. 3 dots. Okay, so now let's get to sticking this thing together, and then that's it. Isn't it beautiful? You know what's so beautiful about it is the paper. The designer paper is just, because I didn't stamp much at all. Okay, let's see where, like this whole thing is loose. I'll put a few under there. It's raining again. Like really coming down. So this one, I'm purposely putting it over that bud. Just, I'm sure that the glue will hold it in place, but I bet you if I flip this thing over, it'd be loaded with dimensionals. We don't want it to move anywhere. You know, these things, people, they better hold on to them forever. So I posted on Instagram a picture of this project, and I said something about Stampin' Up. As excited as I am about this project, this paper, this bundle, you would think that I made it, but I didn't. Stampin' Up artist made it. It's just so pretty. Okay, let's see how that is. Those are hanging on pretty good. They're hanging on to the evergreen paper. That's good. Good. Maybe a little one up here. These are just fragile by nature. This one, well, that's interesting. It's kind of, every time I do movement, I'm pushing. I wonder if I could kind of pop that up a little. I don't know, I have it glued down pretty good in here. Oh, right there. See now how, because watch when it comes over here. That's better. I don't know if it's going to like being popped up like that. Maybe I could put glue under just these edges. Okay. That's better. That I can't stick down anymore because that's where the panel goes in. Okay, I think it's good. Are we done? I think we're done. Okay, today's project, very self-indulgent, yummy, beautiful. Wow! I hope it makes you go, wow. Thanks for watching. And if you haven't already, hit the subscribe and like button. I appreciate that. And I hope you have a great day.